Good morning. Good morning. Now let me get Instagram on also. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Enjoy the love sign. Enjoy the love sign. Let's get Instagram on first. Good morning. Good morning. Mhm. I'm coming over there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I'm on YouTube, Instagram. I think this goes to Facebook too. I don't know no more. I don't know no more. I hope it's enough light. Also, let's put some light on over here. There we go. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Hope it's up loud enough. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's see. Good morning. Can you hear me loud enough, Kathy? Good morning. Is this okay? Can you hear me? If I sit all the way over here, can you hear me? I hope so. I hope so without any static or anything. Good morning to everyone. Let me see what she said. Okay, good. Thank you. So, good morning, everybody. The reason I'm on today is because of the amount, good morning again, YouTube, the amount of work I've been doing on the YouTube. Now, our YouTube is Lils for Nonprofit Seniors and Homeless, right? It also is up to 160 subscribers, and this is only in a month and a half. We, I'm speaking for all of us, which is the board, the liaisons, the supporters. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. No way could I have done this by myself, and it's still never by myself. There's great supporters, there's great donors, there's great liaisons, and the board itself, and of course me, the executive, right? So starting that YouTube channel, which is YouTube right here, it's a lot for me to learn. I have had other YouTube channels, but I have never been so dedicated to none like I am with this one. And I'm proud of me. So I've been getting fancy. I've been doing I went on this link in the Apple app. It's called CapCut. I have Canva, and I have another one. Um, I can't remember that one, but it's something to create flyers and videos, and you can add text, and so that's what be keeping me up at night. I mean, I go to bed at 7 p.m., right? But I don't be sleep. I don't be sleep. My head, my mind is always on creative and trying to go on to the next thing. So that's where I'm at. So what I thought of just now is the supporters need a gift. Yeah, y'all need a gift. So, especially if you've been sharing the YouTube, the more people know about the nonprofit, the better. If you have been commenting or asking for certain things, is more is even more better because I can go and use that as my resource, right? That's what I'm going to be start asking people, because I get referrals for several things, and I'm going to ask people to go on the YouTube and comment in the community part. So let me let y'all know what gift y'all getting. This, look at my top. I need some water. Um, I had in 2022 wrote four, really five ebooks. Four is on um, a site already, right? Called PayHip, and one has not been done physically on a ebook paper yet, but it's already written already, or all out. Now, um, that first ebook that I wrote was about how I retired early. Okay, I retired at age 62, so they call that early. Everybody want to retire way before then, but they call that early retirement. And I thought people needed to know, so I wrote an ebook about it. Then the second one was after I retired, what was I going to do? So I wrote a book on how to start a t-shirt line, right? So that was my second one. And then I was doing these things, and then I was like, oh boy, I want to do some service. It didn't happen like that, but I mean, you've heard my story. It was during the COVID time, and it was actually some homeless living in our parking lot where I reside, behind a dumpster, and they built a box shelter for themselves, and they were living there. And when you grinding and going to work, I've been working almost 31 years on one job. When you grinding like that, you have a routine, and it was always dark when I was going out to work, and I would get in my car. Just a little synopsis of how I started the nonprofit, or came to the thought of doing it. And I would see the it was two people living in out of that box. And as I would look over, I was like, is that people? And I was like, no. Then I was like, somebody probably just dumping garbage. And then one morning I saw someone get out from the box and get themselves ready and stuff, just like as if they was coming out of their bathroom or their kitchen or whatever. So they were living there. I was devastated. I was heartbroken. I never like said to nobody but myself and God, something needs to be done. And I remember approaching the person and told them, you're gonna die in there. You're not gonna last. And they would say, oh, have a nice day, ma'am, or something like that. And then I would see the other person, and then I'm not going to tell you I gave them stuff, because then I'm creating, adding on to the problem. But I always give. I always give. And that made me think, if going to work. And during that time, I was invited to a birthday party on Zoom of my mentor, Robert McCullough Sr. And then he told me, no, I asked him what he meant to me through this process. And he said, sure. And I met somebody on his Zoom, and they invited me to come out to their pantry. And it went on and on like that, which is 9 Million Reasons out in Long Island City. Richard Pagan. And it went on and on and on like that. It was such a fast process. And whenever you hear me say we started in 2022, it was really 2021. The 501c3 was started in 2022. And it was 2021. And I was like, whew. And I was going to work and I was like telling people, I started a nonprofit, not even realizing that I actually did it. Then I would ask the tenants around where I live, can you please just put some canned goods or some whatever stuff by my door? I don't, that was all God, of course. But I don't know what pushed me to continue it. And I went to my old neighborhood in Harlem, and it was the Eric Bowles tournament, and affiliated with the Each One Teach One organization. And I was just getting myself around family and friends again, knowing that was the year for me to retire. But I was contemplating for 2021 November to be my date. Everything was pushing me towards it. Thank you, Lord. So as I was wrapping up the year and saying I'm going to be retiring, and I was still doing nonprofit work on my own, plus volunteering as a liaison with the National Eastern Teacher. I did not know what was guiding me towards writing an ebook. That's where we started with this, right? And I said, why not? I was getting certain monies for retirement, and they gave me this big party. Like I had 3 or 4 retirement parties, like a breakfast and a lunch, and then, I mean, my my job, my union, 1199 SCIU, was so grateful for my work, and they showed out. Whew. So every time I thought, what am I going to do specifically? I would say to myself, you're going to write some books. You not thick books, ebooks. That's when I learned through one of my other mentors, which is Jarrell Dinkins, that he introduced us by being on his network, um, to talk to certain people about how to write ebooks. That's how I found out about ebooks. And I said, I'm going to get me, what she wants to be called, the ghostwriter. She ain't no ghostwriter. She is the writer who helped me, Asia, who helped me stay down, write, write, and create each one of these ebooks. Okay, with a small fee. Should have been way more, but she helped me. Even I was getting frustrated, whatever. So we did this together as a collaboration, and the ebooks went out. I found a platform through one of the tenants in where I lived. I saw her do an ebook or a product, and she put it on a platform called PayHip. And I asked her, and she sent me the link. When people are more giving to you with their information, they will always be blessed. For people who hold the information and do not share, you can't grow like that. Just putting that out there. So that's how I got the ebook. And when I wrote it to how I started. So that is going to be your gift as a subscriber of our YouTube. It's a free download, and I'm still working on how to put it in the YouTube. But I just took the money part off. It was $10, and they sold so fast in 2021. I mean, boom, boom, boom. Soon as I did that ebook, everybody was downloading. Everybody was getting that ebook. Okay. So then I would put the price down to $5, and then they were still purchasing it. And then the process was slowing down a little bit because I was not promoting it. But guess what? Y'all getting that first version of how to start. It will be for subscribers only, free. So that's your gift. Thank you. Now, to navigate through that YouTube, which is so easy. once I now the referral system is I'm gonna have to start to put it on YouTube. That's another thing I was saying. Like somebody who needs coats and shoes and boots or whatever. Um, you subscribe, you go to the community part of the YouTube, and you can type whatever you want in there for me to help. And I can get that to our board and liaisons or our donors, our supporters, and I can get stuff for you. That's going to be easier for me because I need help. And the majority of the help for those administrative parts are coming from me until I get more help. But in the meantime, I'm building, I'm creating. I'm not going to stop to wait. Especially my mind won't let me anyway because I'm a creator. And so the referrals I've been getting are you the first one I thought of. Can you please have a list of size 10 sneaker? Just this is how I get the referrals now. And written on a paper for such person, and they put the date of when this person is. And to me, it felt like as if I was a store. So I have to navigate, show you how to navigate through the YouTube to put your referrals for people that need stuff. If you need a coat, put it through there. I have to do that to be able to make sure people get what they're asking for, plus to lighten my load. That's another thing I just thought of sitting on my couch over there. I was like, before I set up stuff, what am I going to do with this part of getting these referrals? I'm also going to put in the community part of the YouTube a list of um, referrals that I get and I use to go to, like our donors. I'm going to post that and show you in the YouTube how many we have and how many I can collaborate with, affiliate with to get help. So that's why YouTube is a more broader way to get stuff around for people who are in need. Communities, churches, friends, families, organizations, other than myself, will be listed on that community board. I was like, okay, community board, what do I put on there? Bingo. So, okay, let me tell you something else. So that's going to be a lot of stuff going to be going through the YouTube. And I'm up creating content as I'm learning how to take a still photo. I think they call it a still photo. A still photo and add a video onto it and then add a text. You don't think that is a lot of work? It is. It is. I was like, every time I was like, get it, Lil. Go ahead. I be congratulating myself. And when I see them content creators on YouTube or wherever they at, on whatever platform, and I see them getting fancy with that stuff, I know how much work it is. Now, some people got it like that, and some people going to take a while. And I want to emphasize this. The grants. Okay. I applied for a grant yesterday called the City Council Discretionary Fund. Woo, what an application. But I did it. I did it for the embodiment of our nonprofit. I have to know and learn these things more. I cannot hire somebody. I cannot ask anyone. I have to know how to do these things as the executive leader of Lils for nonprofit seniors and homeless. And I'm not going to stop learning how to do these things. Whew, but it is tedious. I'm telling you. Um, and as a senior, don't limit yourself to say, oh, well, I never was able to do technical stuff. Oh, well, the world is technical. I could sit here in my house for 5 to 7 days straight and do all of my business from banking to notarize to, well, God forbid, I don't know, never have to just stay in the house because, that would torment my life because I love to go. But I can do everything. I can write proposals. I can write letters. I can do an email list, an email blast. Everything is definitely computerized online, from Wikipedia, being a nonprofit that I just learned, from ordering my business cards on Vistaprint, which they keep the logo, they keep the information there. If I just want to listen, seniors, I'm talking to y'all. I remember at work when I was challenged to be more techie. You remember the big hard copies computer, the hard drive, the desk ones? I remember, I don't know if it was this apartment. It might have been because I've been in this apartment a long time, but I've been in 2 apartments in the same complex I lived for 30 years now, or 31. I'm losing count. But I always remember taking a corner of my apartment and making an office, always. From the MySpace days, when we started the online with MySpace. That's how long it's been. And I will always have a corner. And even when I didn't have room in the living room, I would take a hallway closet and make it an office. Stream lights and make it an office. Always, right? So I remember the hard, big computer, and I had it on the desk. And I didn't know how to use the mouse, anything. But the reason I bought that, and I was raising 4 children. I didn't have money like that. We talking about buying anything, but I always had some little area. I don't care if it was a pad, pens. I always made an office setting, right? Always. You know why I had to get computer literate? My job was being challenged. The hospital where I was working, from I hurt my back, so I couldn't be the patient care assistant that I was for years before becoming a unit secretary. And they told me that I needed to know medical terminology. That's no problem because I'm smart. If you put something in front of me to learn, I'm going to do my best to learn it. But the computer stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have no job. And I pushed myself. And they said, you're going to have to know this, or I don't know what you're going to do. And that's when became a shop steward in the union too, because I knew somebody else had to fight for me too. But I was not going to give up. So I came home, and I was a thrift store person. I went to the thrift store and I purchased a big computer. And I've always had a car. So I put that computer in the car and I came home. And who taught me? 2 people, 2 younger people, because all the younger people at work used to hang up under me. Always, because I was trying to motivate. I always had something going on. And they was like, yeah, Miss Lil, always. They taught me how to use the mouse. Remember the mouse? How to use the mouse, how to navigate it, how to go on certain sites, how to look up words of medical terminology because they gave me a little book and said, you're going to have to know this. Oh my, I would never, ever forget that. That is how I became computer literate. And I wasn't older. I was probably in my 40s or 50s, maybe 50s, no, 40s. And seniors, get yourself to the library. Get yourself to the public library. They have computer classes, especially my library, where I go. Hector teaches computer classes to the seniors, but he adds everybody in. But they are twice a week. Twice a week. Your grandchildren, your children, your neighbors. Nobody wants to help you with stuff with computer. You have banking to do. You still trying to get a paper social security check in the mail. No, you need to learn how to be online. Go to YouTube's, go to Facebook, Instagram, um, Threads, TikTok, all of that. Be computer literate. Teach yourself. Get out there. And I've known many people in the work field that are seniors or were seniors, becoming seniors. And when that computer started coming in place of our jobs, they would leave because they didn't want to fight trying to learn anything else. It was frustrating, but you must do it. All right. So, business cards, got them. Just was on a YouTube with a young lady named, looking at her page, her name is Jackie Robinson Burnett. Follow her. Jackie Robinson Burnett. I didn't get the information of the YouTube um, podcast who she was on, his podcast. She is somebody who teaches SBA, um, Associated Administration, for small business administrators to be able to get their business out. And guess what administration called her back from her retirement to work in their administration to help small businesses? The Biden administration. 2024. I don't know where this is going to go with her what administrator she is in now to go further, but she came out of retirement because that's how good she was. So look her up, Jackie Robinson Burnett. I'm going to go back and look on her YouTube to finish up that. Now, you see all of these that I get in the mail. Um, all about elected officials from my community. How I don't know if there is a time for election for some of them that you start seeing so much of them come out and promote, which they always should be doing. So I'm getting holiday cards. I'm running for office, and all of that goes in my mail slot. I have a mail slot. Like when I come, for me to learn tidying, I had to do this because I'm a paper hoarder. And I knew that for years. I'm always keeping something thinking I'm going to need it. Then what I'm going to do with it 4 or 5 years. So I remember, no, October 2024, I took out bags of stuff that I had. I call it hoarding because it's no way I'm going to need all that stuff. So that's what I did. Took it to the shredders. So our community board where I reside in my community had shredders. The elected official had shredders come to the community and they publicize it. Oh, you know what? What time is it? Oh, it's not even 9 o'clock because I have a workshop to go on through Eventbrite. I'm going to tell you about that later. And I brought all of these bags and bags of stuff from paper, page stubs and paper. They just tell you, people tell you, if you tidying, keep 3 to 5 years, not 10 to 20 years, and so much stuff, stuff. So I took it and took it. So this is how I stopped that part of hoarding papers at the mailbox where the papers come in at my, I'm glad on our doorstep they don't have all of them advertisements no more. You can't leave all of that stuff in our buildings. Thank goodness. They have garbage cans right near the mailboxes for the maintenance. Shred there. Shred there. I don't care if it's a bill. Shred there. And the other thing is call your bills, your providers, your Con Edison, your electric bills, your phone bills, and say, I'm going to go paperless. Send it to the email. Now, you could be a hoarder of email junk mail too. That's a way to not keep it. Or if anybody else mail come to your house, that's another way to sort and say, listen, it stops right here at the door. That's the way I do it. Emails also. Take one day out of every week to get rid of your junk mail. Get rid of your junk mail. And this is how you get rid of it. You do not delete. You unsubscribe from all. Unsubscribe from all. Stop thinking your deleting gets it to go away. The same way the telemarketers are calling you also. Go to that number, go to your phone and block. As much as they could do another number, block. That's the way you get rid of all of that. Okay? You're welcome. You're welcome. The other thing is that a new year. So a new year means redoing your, some people would call it subscriptions. I don't have no subscriptions that I have to redo. What I have is programs, memberships for the nonprofit or my other businesses, right? That's what I have. Memberships. Memberships that entail 1 year, just like your rental. What do you call affidavits or reapplying for your lease, or if you a mortgage, if you're a homeowner, reapplying for your HOV, whatever it is for homeowners, right? Every year. Think of this from January to April. The same way you think of it, January, almost February, tax times. Where's those W-2s? Where's it, to file? Now, memberships. This is what I do. I have a membership with the NAN, National Action Network, which Al Sharpton started. That is also for our nonprofit to be able to have something to use and be community wise and learn more of civil rights for your community. Also, if you are a part of a program, of a membership, like I'm also a part of the Greater Harlem of Chambers membership, is going to be due. I think it's February again. You go and you look back and see what those memberships entailed and how do you see it to start it again. How do you say weed out, attention, purpose, whatever you got out of that membership, just like subscriptions, just like where you live, everything starts with the new year or whenever that new membership is started. Okay, so that's what I do. I put my paperwork in a drawer for the nonprofits. I have a drawer for my business. I have a drawer for my personal, right? I'm a retiree. I'm on a fixed income, whatever criteria that is. Family information, certain place. Keep it all intact, but relook at it every year. If you're a person that do it quarterly, that's good too. But the best time to me is really refreshing it is during the new year. Get a new book. I highly advise you to get hard copy books to feel it, to feel it, to smell the pages, to know the effort that a person put into them. And more paperbacks are less expensive. I won't say cheap because there's so much value in a book. Less expensive. So get a paperback and start a little shelf somewhere in your residence. Or it could be your office. I could have books lined up right here, but I have one under my um, TV stand in my bedroom. That's where all my books are. So every 3 months, I get another book. So this is the book I'm on now, How to Write a Grant. Become a grant writing unicorn. This is her second edition. But guess how she got me? On a Facebook ad. And you know I'm always on social medias. I'm on online. I'm on. I watch the TV. I look at ads. I talk to people. I'm in the library, so I'm always in tune with something. But her ad caught me like this. I'm like, why? This is what she had. Why do you have a whole bottle of honey? She knew the marketing strategy. I loved it. Why did you take a whole bottle of honey, come from your car, and start pouring the honey on the book, and went into a Barnes and Nobles, which a lot of Barnes and Nobles are still around, especially a nice one in Manhattan where they do coffee and it's very good. So it caught my eyes because I love books. And she went in there and she put little sticky notes, like little sticky notes, and she put, "This is for you, it's a gift from me." And she took the books and she put them in the house as free. They must have some affiliates affiliation with each other for her to be able to do that. But it caught my eye. I said, "What?" And when I saw the name of the book, How to Write a Grant by Meredith Noble, guess what I said? I'm buying that. This was $13 with tax, like $22. I said, I'm buying that just because of her skill of marketing. The other thing is 1199. That's my union. I'm a retiree, but that's my union for life, right? I was a Teamster tons of years. I'm not going to let that go wayside. Of that's how I'm able to do what I do. That's why I'm a people person. That's why I have empathy and concern for others. Um, this union made sure that I was able to feed 4 children as a single mom, health benefits, show them how a working person can get a whole lot. Okay. But the best thing I love is their magazines. Now, when I retired, I was called by the retiree department to come and do an interview, right? So, okay, I said, of course. They called me the seasoned worker. I got a little offensive and I made jokes about what seasoning am I? Paprika, oregano. It was like, oh no, don't take it like that. Versus a new delegate coming in and how I can help them um, guide them. And the interview was amazing. But you know what was the best part? me going back to the union's headquarters, which is a new location now, to be seated in an area where they took pictures of me with all the archives of the magazines. The archives of the magazines that was first started, from Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott King, Malcolm X, the leaders who were stopping the civil rights part of sanitation workers, everything. Guess where I am with my interview? In the magazine. So the archives is good. And I want to start a magazine so badly. I want a crew to help me just stay on top of the information we had for Lils for Nonprofit Seniors and Homeless Corps to have our own magazine. And this comes out monthly, but I want one for the year, because monthly is a lot of work. That's illustration, that's marketing, that's from contracts, that's from everything. And I've always been a part of everything that 1199 has done. And they still call me also right now as a retiree because we're still involved. Now, that's what I have for you today. I'm glad my energy level is up. I don't know how it's up. You know why? Because I have not exercised in a week. Put on my to-do list over there on my whiteboard. Um, Today, this, da. I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna work out. Da. My appointments. I did all the appointments. Did all my follow-ups with my physical, but I did not do any physical workout. Y'all didn't see me, right? So I got to get on that. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for supporting. Please tell more people about Little Sport Nonprofit Seniors and Homeless, however you can. We are incorporated. This will be our literally fourth year, but third year with the 501c3 and EIN number. I wrote my first, not wrote, applied for my first grant for our nonprofit. Our board has grown with two more liaisons. We have two more affiliates. Um, Operation Warm, which gave coats for children and some adults. Thank you so much if you're ever watching this. So appreciate all the toy donors, the people who gave toys, the people who supported when I was baking cakes, and they wanted their toys, they wanted their cakes, but they wanted to see what their donation of monetary did for the toys. And we got so many toys and a lot of sharing with people through communities of Harlem and the Bronx. So thank you again. I'm back to work too. Back to giving, back to going to the pantries. That little non-vacation I had is over until I go on vacation. And that's what it is. I can make a vacation anytime. Y'all wouldn't even know I'm on vacation, right? Have a nice one, YouTube. All right, let me end the session over here, and I'm coming over there in a second. Instagram. I think that's it.